Is she really? So, this is an age-old meme ever since AG came out. Is M4 dead or not? Well, there is really no question about it. The story does straight up tell you what is going on. Though I will admit it is very confusing. This is mainly from Cartesian Theater, and that event as a whole is extremely confusing, so I do not mind that people are very confused by this, especially with what came afterwards. The commander strains to peel themselves off the floor. Lunatia pushes them back down with a finger, all the while smiling. Remember, chat, you can't fix her. That's the thing, Pine. She doesn't need fixing. But how you live is entirely up to me. Lunatia takes the commander's hand and holds it against her cheek in an act of provocation. Don't you want to hit me? No. So I'm going to go ahead and answer this question. Is M4 dead? The short answer is no, and the long answer requires a different video that I'll put up right here, as it requires a long explanation, but this is a short video, and to be frank, I don't need to have a structure because I've been asked this question a lot, and I've seen this discourse a lot, so I know from different perspectives on what people are actually talking about. There are two versions of this when people say M4 is dead. There is the literal version of it, and there is a figurative version of that. There are two versions of Lunatia running around right now. Well, one isn't even running around. One is the goddess. I tend to call her Nirvana Lunatia because she is in Nirvana. And that Lunatia has the heart of M4. And considering that Lunatia is not really functional without M4, one can say that M4 is Lunatia. In fact, the story straight up says that M4 has changed into Lunatia. She has adopted that name. She has used that body, or rather, she is using that body right now to enact her own will. And this is after a long trial of the goddess Lunatia trying to reconnect with her heart, which is M4. Again, that goes all into the context that is in the previous video that I made. And again, I don't want to get into all in the weeds of that because that takes a long explanation. So that in and of itself answers the literal question, but let's go into the second version of M4. The second version of Lunatia is the one that shows up in later events. This is the one that is pissing everyone off because she has turned into a yandere, and people want their cinnamon roll M4 back or their war crimes M4 back, which is kind of a weird dichotomy, to be completely honest. They rather prefer the war crimes M4 over the yandere M4, over the cinnamon roll M4 that, you know, M4 went through a lot, okay? But the long and short of it is, this version of Lunatia is still M4, but she is going through a lot of issues. Once again, I'm going to plug it one more time. I have a video on this that goes into how come Lunatia is acting the way she is. Is she literally dead? No, absolutely not. M4 is still alive. In fact, there's now two M4s. One is in Nirvana and the other took over Dandelion like she did last time. It's just that this time it's more complicated. I will put it this way. This version of Lunatia is like 99% M4, but also 99% of Lunatia von Oberstein. And they are both fighting over the body that they're currently in order to enact their own will. Those memories belong to three distinct individuals. Do they? Yes. The memory about William belongs to Lunatia. The one about the AR team's field combat drill is M4's. And the memory on board the Elmo probably belongs to Dandelion. When you were recounting them, I could see that you did not realize the switch in perspectives at all. So I'm guessing the memories all jumbled up together inside your neural cloud. Now the question is, Who are you? Lunatia looks up and her eyes come into the light. Who am I to you? So there is the evil version of Lunatia that wants to destroy the world. And there is the kind and emotional and loving version of Lunatia that we all know and love. And they're both trying to fight over dominance over the body. This is why there are so many issues when you see Lunatia in those sections of the story that tends to piss off M4 fans. But the long and short of it is, no, Lunatia is not dead, literally. The more complicated one is the figurative part. Is she figuratively dead? And when people say this, is that they are not happy with where Lunatia is right now. They just want the old M4 back. And this one is kind of weird because I find this, to be honest, I just find this kind of a strange thing to talk about. And it's not that I'm blaming people for thinking this way. Obviously, if you're not into yanderes, or if you just want to see M4 happy, then obviously you do not want M4 to go through this. But this is also a story that kind of just throws mud at you all the time. So it is kind of strange when people do get mad over stuff like this, especially since we've gone through Angelia and RPK, which, to be honest, I think they went through far worse than M4 ever did. But that's not preaching for me. Let me just get into this whole thing. The question as a whole is there any trace of M4 within Lunatia? And I think I've already answered this clearly. M4 is the most dominant aspect of Lunatia. The story even straight up says that M4 is Lunatia. Not that Lunatia is M4, but M4 is Lunatia. And that is a clear thing that people have to grasp onto. Because when the story says that M4 is Lunatia, it means that she has adopted the name of Lunatia, because that is now what she believes. If the story said that Lunatia is M4, that would come with the implication that it has always been Lunatia that was pulling the strings, and that just doesn't exist because M4 is M4. It's just now that M4 has taken on the name of Lunatia and is driving her own impulses and desires through her new name and her new body. Now, of course, people are going to meme all the time that M4 is not a yandere, and since she is yandere, and since she is so different from what she was in the past, she is figuratively dead. Let's move on. She's never coming back. No. I want to see the commander now. I've already spoken to him. The commander said, I want to see the commander now. The fluorescent light bursts overhead, raining shards all over the room. I want to see the commander right now. The cup of warm water shatters in her hand, leaving only one sharp piece of glass. Lunatia presses it to her neck. Miss Lunatia, please calm down. I heard your request loud and clear. I'll report this to the commander immediately. But please, put the glass down first. Do it now. Is ignoring the journey that M4 has gone through. And I can't entirely blame them because, again, this is one of the issues with Girls Frontline. They are very awful at telling you things straightforwardly. So I'm hoping this video actually helps out in getting people to understand what is actually going on. And again, I will plug it one more time. Please go watch the previous video I made on this that explains this in a lot more detail. Until then, I hope this helps, and I'll see y'all next time.